Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are featuring King Valkyrie from the upcoming Thor Love and Thunder movie. This figure belongs to Hasbro's Marvel Legends series. Alright, I got a little tongue-tied just there. So first off, this figure looks great in the package. You get some cool accessories here. You get Korg, you get Korg's giant club or mace. You got King Valkyrie's sword, and I don't know, it looks awesome. It's kind of cool seeing Valkyrie in her new outfit. The side of the box, really, really wonderful illustration. And here's the bio. When a dangerous new visitor threatens the livelihood of New Asgard, King Valkyrie is forced to take up her sword once more to defend her people. And then here are some of the other action figures in the wave, 7 in total. We have Thor, Mighty Thor, Gore, King Valkyrie, Ravager, Thor, Star-Lord, and Groot. And I've actually reviewed all the other figures and I'm looking forward to actually building Korg. So be on the lookout for that video. I think this is the last figure I need to review, and then once I'm done with that, I'll have all the pieces out and we'll put this bad boy together. And I feel really dirty for saying bad boy. It's like one of those things that I never say because I don't know, it's like this feels weird. I feel weird and dirty. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so this figure, it looks great. And with first impressions, I don't know, it looks really, I don't know, there's some other new costume that I'm digging a lot. I like the color scheme. I like the stark contrast between the white and the black, and there's also some silver highlights. I can't stop staring at Korg's head because I'm really looking forward to putting him together. His head looks a lot smaller than I thought it'd be. Alright, so let's take out King Valkyrie. First off, here's the sword. You have a nice white handle. The blade itself is kind of like I want to say like a metallic, it's almost like a turquoise light blue. Nice clean details sculpted on the hilt and on the blade also. I'm curious if there's storage on the body of the character. I don't see a sheath or anything like that. So I don't believe there's a way to like store this on her. I mean, you could just slide it through one of these hoops, but it looks like it might, no, it won't fall off. So you could do that. Alright, so let's take a look at King Valkyrie. So the likeness to actress Tessa Thompson, it looks pretty good. Speaking of Tessa Thompson, I'm really looking forward to the upcoming season of Westworld. Westworld's one of those shows that I enjoyed a lot, and we started to like rewatch the previous seasons just to like refamiliarize ourselves with the story since it's been years since the last season. And as I'm watching the show, I'm realizing that the show is really well done. It's really well produced. The acting is great. The writing is a little bit complicated. But at the same time, as much as I'm enjoying the show, Westworld is one of those TV shows where it's not a feel-good story by any means. You never finish watching an episode of Westworld thinking, wow, I feel great about life. It's always so depressing, the stories and the themes. But it's a really well-done show. I kind of wish the storyline didn't get too crazy. Like for me, that first season, I think they should have just explored the show a lot more when it was just a crazy like theme park. But the minute they kind of broke that reality and went into like the real world stuff, it kind of lost me a little. All right, enough about that. Back to King Valkyrie. Great action figure. It looks great. If I sound a little hesitant, it's because as I'm looking at the likeness of the Tessa Thompson, I actually grabbed the old figure to do a side-by-side comparison, and in some ways I kind of think The original figure might have a slightly better likeness to her in real life, but I do think that this one's better sculpted and better detailed, like paint wise. But then again, this figure is based off of her from like years ago, so this is what she might look like nowadays. People do age. Really impressed with the sculpting and the hair. It's crazy how detailed it is. That is nuts. That is like real life right there. So here's Valkyrie from the front. Let's get her into focus. Much like a lot of the new figures that we get for the Marvel Legends, the sculpting is so well done that you get these figures under the right lighting conditions. The shadows casted, it's very realistic. The eyes, the lips, the cheekbones. I kind of wish the paint job was a little bit cleaner. As you can see, some of the white kind of overextends and cuts into the black areas. There is a fine texture on the black plating, but it's just hard to see. Yeah, on the skirt piece here, really fine texture on the metal plating. Looks awesome. The musculature on her arms is just right. It's not overly done. She has enough definition, but she's not like overly cut. I kind of feel like the black on her is a little bit on the glossy side. I think if they took it down a notch and made it a little bit more matte, it might be a little bit better. But I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't, necessarily judge if this is supposed to like represent like leather. And I noticed that she has a knife on her boot, but it's sculpted in. Can't take it off. The cape kind of bothers me here on this end because for the most part it's very neutral, but then once you get to the bottom it kind of like flails a little in the wind. I'd prefer it if it was more symmetrical, like if this side matched this side, but it's alright. It's just a minor quibble. In terms of articulation, Valkyrie's head rotates. Does it look down? Looks down about that much. Looking up's a different story. There's too much hair here. It gets in the way. Her arms rotate. They go out. Bicep cut. Bicep swivel. Pinless elbows, so it's a very clean look. You don't see the exposed pins. Articulated wrists. She has a cut beneath the breast line, so she can only move forward this much. Arch her back, pretty decent, but once you go past a certain point, as you can see, it exposes the inside, so it gets really gappy. There is no waist articulation, but due to the cut here, you can rotate the figure at the top. It kind of bothers me because, in all honesty, especially if you're in fig photography, it kind of distorts it kind of breaks the illusion when you want to rotate the character. It looks more natural at the waist, but when you do something like this, it really breaks up the design here. So in a perfect world, I would have preferred if they have this cut here, but at the same time still give you that waist articulation. Her legs could kick up about that far. She could kick out like there. She has a thigh cut, so there's swivel. Again, pinless knees, so they're double jointed, but since they're pinless, it's a much cleaner look. No boot swivel, but her ankles are articulated. So it's missing a couple points of articulation, but for the most part, it's a very solid figure. Let's get her in a nice battle pose. This arm doesn't want to go up. It's annoying. Just wait. Might be a stuck joint. Yeah, for whatever reason, I can't get one of her arms to rotate upwards. I can't get this motion like this on this arm. It seems like it's either stuck or it's not cooperating. And I don't want to force it just because I don't want to accidentally shear the arm off the peg. So yeah, if it's not happening, it's not happening. I'm just going to leave it alone for now. Alright, so that's kind of disappointing. It's always frustrating for me because some of these figures, as well as beautiful as they look, sometimes you just run into like certain issues, like a stuck joint or, you know, something not moving correctly. And you can easily fix that most of the time just by heating up the joint, you know, either taking a hair dryer to it or boiling water. And other times it just might be defective altogether, you know, maybe a piece is fused together. It's getting to focus. Yes, it's a really nice figure. King Valkyrie. Really, really looking forward to this movie. I can't wait. Okay, so as I've mentioned earlier, I did pull out the older figure so we could do a side-by-side comparison. Again, it's really bothering me that I can't get this joint to move. I might have to take a look at this later. Oh, shoot. I get kind of nuts sometimes. I've done this in the past. Sometimes I get really impatient and I'll just try... Rule number one when it comes to stuck joints, don't force it. And I've made that mistake multiple times. I'll try forcing a joint to move and I'll just end up breaking the figure. So yeah, let's probably try heating this up. It doesn't want to move though. God, that's so... Very disappointed in that. You know, chances are hopefully your figure isn't like mine with the stuck arm right there, but oh well. So like I said before, I think this one, I'm probably very wrong on this, but I want to say this one looks more like Tessa Thompson to me than this one, but the sculpting on this one's so much cleaner. As you'll notice, there's a difference in the flesh tones. This one's a little bit darker. This one's much lighter. This figure feels a little bit taller also. We could be scientific and I could just pull out a ruler, but I'm just going to do it bootleg and let's put it back to back. Wow, that's a huge height difference. Yeah, so the older figure is actually much taller, surprisingly. This one's so well done though in terms of the sculpting. I mean, it's subtle, but it's really crazy how much you know, a couple of years adds to, like, you know, action figure engineering. You know, this one feels a lot more polished than this one, but this one just, I don't know, I think this one, it's held up well throughout the years. It doesn't feel too dated. But you'll notice, like, with the articulation, like, you know, one's a little bit more archaic, especially at the elbow, whereas this one's a lot more advanced. You know, gives you more range of movement. Like, look at that. That's crazy. And on the old figure, it only goes like this far. Alright, so if I had to rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 10, first impressions, solid 8. No more, no less. She looks like to be a big part of the story for the upcoming film. And if you're a big Tessa Thompson fan, I think it's well worth the purchase. It's kind of weird how the older figure is much taller, though. Oh man, I can't remember. Did they make an updated figure for her in, from Avengers Endgame? I think they did, but I think that might have been a wave I passed on, actually. Oh well. Alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, let's have them hold hands. It's weird. Okay. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber viewer, thank you so much for continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. and I'll see you at the next one. All right, I'll talk to you later.